Most Koreans like kimchi. Most of Koreans like kimchi. What's the difference? I think the easiest way to think of it is as follows. We use most to talk about a general group, and we use most of to talk about a subgroup or a group within a group. The common mistake is that people say most of when they should say most. So, most of Koreans like kimchi is wrong for two reasons. Firstly, it's too general, most of which Koreans, and secondly, is grammatically wrong. Most of plus noun is usually wrong. You need something before the noun to make it specific. Let's look at some examples.
Most pencils are made of plastic.
Most of my pencils are made of wood.
Most Korean cars are gray.
Most of the Korean cars that I have driven are red.
Most companies have a dress code.
Most of the companies that I visit have a casual dress code. Looking at these sentences side by side, I want you to see one more thing, and this is important. When we talk about specific things, we use a possessive pronoun, or the. That means when we use most of, there are two main types of sentences. Most of possessive, and most of the plus specific information. Most of possessive is quite simple.
Most of my students know how to use most of. Most of his friends drive too fast. Most of their neighbors are friendly.
But most of the is a little bit tricky. The trick is that you have to give more specific detail about the subgroup that you're talking about. For example, if you say,
most of the red pens,
the listener will think, which red pens? So you have to give more specific detail.
Most of the red pens that I bought yesterday.
That's better. Here are some more examples.
Most of the Koreans I have met love kimchi. Most of the people watching this video have already fallen asleep. Most of the people in this picture are men.
Now, guess what? I've made another table. I like tables. The upper part shows most of, and the lower part shows most. Take a minute to look over it. One more thing. Everything I said about most and most of is also true for other quantifiers, such as some of, all of, almost all of. Be careful when it's zero or close to zero. No Koreans becomes none of the Koreans, and almost no bananas becomes almost none of the bananas. Okay, to practice this, try this quiz, complete the sentences with most or most of. Bye.